What's up, everyone? Welcome back to King Anime Review, and for this video I'm going to be talking about Naruto, and specifically I'm going to be talking about Talk no Jutsu. Now, Talk no Jutsu is what a lot of fans in the Naruto community call Naruto's emotional, heartfelt speeches that he gives to a lot of his enemies throughout the series. So it's not the official name for it, but it's just what a lot of the fans call it. And the reason that a lot of people call it that is because Naruto's words are powerful. It's almost as powerful as a jutsu. As a matter of fact, you can even say in some instances it's even more powerful than the jutsu, because throughout the series he has convinced a lot of people, a lot of the characters that he has fought, to come over to his side, to see things from a different point of view. He's changed a lot of people's mentality and outlooks on the world, and changed a lot of people in terms of how they are. And even Gaara said Naruto saved him. And it's not just Gaara, it's a lot of characters that Naruto saved from having a bad mentality and going down a dark and evil path of killing people, or possibly even killing themselves, or just not caring about anybody. And the reason this is such a great thing in Naruto is, and that's why I'm calling the video The Art of Talk no Jutsu, or something along those lines. But the reason why this is such a great thing is because shonen main characters are usually portrayed as good, kind-hearted characters who are always trying to help people out, and who are usually in the right when it comes to being, like, morally. They're usually morally in the right, and portrayed as characters who are just good people, or good characters who are usually trying to do what's right and trying to help people out and stuff. That's how shonen main characters are usually portrayed, and a lot of Shonen Jump series in particular, such as the most popular ones like My Hero Academia. Deku is portrayed in that manner. Asta from Black Clover is portrayed in that manner. Goku is portrayed in that manner. Ichigo's portrayed in that manner. Luffy is portrayed in that manner, and so on and so forth. But the reason why Naruto does it better is because Talk no Jutsu. It's not just Talk no Jutsu. There's plenty of reasons why Naruto is better than all of those characters combined, and why he's the greatest main character in all of fiction. But I'll save that for another video. Right now we're just talking about Talk no Jutsu. Now, the reason why Talk no Jutsu is such a great thing is because Naruto, like I said, all of those shonen main characters I mentioned are usually portrayed as characters who are morally in the right. However, all of those characters I mentioned are characters who usually just fight. I mean, they fight their enemies and they fight their opponents, and they usually don't show any mercy or hold back. That doesn't necessarily mean they intend to kill everybody they fight, because that's not the case. However, they fight. They usually just fight these characters, have long battles, and their ultimate goal is just to beat these characters up and get them to stop doing whatever they're doing, and stop them from terrorizing other people and stuff like that. Whereas Naruto, you can see that he's so amazingly written as far as being a morally right, or a morally good character. And everybody else, all of those other fictional characters, and every fictional character in general that's a main character of a series, just pales in comparison to Naruto, because he's portrayed in such a morally right way, such a morally good way, that he doesn't just focus on fighting and stopping a villain and saving the day. The generic cliche, beat up the villain, beat up the bad guy, and save the day. He's not just focused on that. He actually relates to these villains that he fights throughout the series, or these antagonists or enemies he fights throughout the series. He tries his hardest to relate to them on an emotional level, and to figure out why they're doing the things that they're doing. And another reason this works so well is because the villains in Naruto are amazingly written. There's reasons and logical explanations for why they became evil, and why they became bad people, or bad characters in the first place. Why they started to do these evil things. Whereas you don't have that in a lot of other series. In a lot of other series, you have villains who are just evil for the sake of being evil. Basically, they're just bad because they want some type of superficial, power or something like that. They're just evil for a superficial reason, or no reason at all. Whereas Naruto, the villains in Naruto, or the antagonists in Naruto, actually have reasons for doing what they're doing, and for committing these evil acts. But like I said, Talk no Jutsu, Naruto tries to talk to these people and try to figure out what's going on with them, and try to relate to them. In a lot of instances, he actually connects with these people on such a deep emotional level that he gets them to change their mentality and stop doing these evil acts, and to become good people later on down the series. And it makes sense. Now, Dragon Ball has had one character, well, I guess you could say maybe Vegeta as well, but it pales in comparison to Naruto. From what I remember with the Piccolo, actually I shouldn't be comparing, I'm just talking about Talking no Jutsu. But just a brief example. From what I remember with the Piccolo thing, Goku just had a long drawn out battle with him, and eventually Piccolo turned good. via after he was training with Gohan and stuff, he turned good. Whereas Naruto, it's a lot better written, in my opinion. Just like I just think it's objectively better written actually. But you know, it's always going to be some subjectivity when you're talking about fiction, anyways. But like for example, with Naruto, when he was talking to Gaara instantly became a good character after that, like a snap of a finger. After now, here's the thing that Talking no Jutsu actually gets criticized a lot for a couple of different reasons. Actually, one main reason, and I've heard this just recently as well, and I've heard this many other times. And one of the things that people say to criticize Talking no Jutsu is, well, bro, it's unrealistic. I mean, nobody's just gonna stop and talk while they're in the middle of a fight, bro. That's unrealistic. No, that's not how it works in Naruto. Anybody who tells you that don't know what they're talking about and they haven't fully paid attention to the Naruto story and they don't fully understand the Naruto story. That's not how it works out in Naruto. Anytime you see an instance where Naruto does this quote unquote talk no jutsu, it's usually after he ends up beating the main villain or after he ends up having a long extended fight with the main villain. He, of course, since the main villains in Naruto, just like a lot of other series, they're usually doing some bad things and the hero has to stop them. Naruto makes sure he protects his friends at any cost. Just like when he fought Gaara, he had to protect Naruto. I mean, he had to protect Sasuke and Sakura, and that was his motivation during the fight. And you know, after the fight was over, pretty much, like literally at the end of the fight, Naruto gave one of his powerful speeches to Gaara and pretty much related to him on an emotional level because both of them had similar experiences. They both were Jinchuriki, basically the host of these tail beast monster chakra monsters that were sealed away inside of them at birth. They were both shunned, ostracized, and ignored or mistreated by everyone in their village. And you know, they both had no friends throughout a long drawn out portion of their childhood. But the thing is, Naruto. The difference with Naruto is he ended up making friendships with characters like Sasuke and Sakura, building like a bond and you know, making friendships with characters like them, as well as having like a teacher-student bond, or you can also almost say a fatherly bond with characters like Iruka or Kakashi, or you know, Jiraiya. And yeah, so it took a while for Naruto to get to that point. Whereas Gaara, his childhood had made all of the loneliness of his childhood and how badly he was treated and stuff like that. It caused him to go down this path where he only cared about himself. As a matter of fact, when his uncle almost killed him, he said that no one loved you. He basically told Gaara no one loves him, and even his mother didn't love him. And basically, he was only supposed to love himself, and that's what caused Gaara to go down that path. Naruto didn't technically have as traumatic of an experience as that, where someone he actually had a relationship with actually tried to kill him and stuff like that, and told him basically no one cared about him. But that's how Gaara got to that evil insane point he was at. But Naruto could relate to Gaara because they both had a similar childhood, you know, mistreated by their village and etc. And that's what caused Gaara to change. And Gaara pretty much asked Naruto, "What is it that makes you so strong?" And Naruto said, basically something along the lines that, oh yeah, Gaara said, "Why would you do this for anyone but yourself?" Basically, why would you go so far to fight somebody like him? Why would you do that for anyone other than yourself? And Naruto, this is one of the most just great lines in fictional stories in general. Like just some of the most emotional conversations, speeches, and you know, and talks in Naruto. It's just great. I mean, no other story can come close to that. And Naruto was like, because they saved me from myself. They saved me from my loneliness. And that's why I'll never let anyone hurt them. Even if it means I have to kill them. Meaning kill someone who tries to hurt his comrades. Man, just amazing stuff. And, you know, he also, his Talk no Jutsu was so strong, he made Zabuza, who was the first main villain in Naruto of the first arc, he made Zabuza turn good. And basically, right, you know, he made Zabuza display emotion and display sadness from seeing the death of Haku. Zabuza, someone who was pretty much up until that point displayed as a merciless, emotional, a merciless, emotionless character who was very selfish. He actually showed his emotion for Haku because of Naruto. Naruto got him to that point. And then continuing on down the story, the Naruto and Sasuke battle. The first one was great. Naruto tried to use his Talk no Jutsu to him, but Sasuke's will was too strong. His desire for vengeance was too strong, and it made complete sense why he wanted to attain vengeance. Then moving on to Shippuden, you had stuff like what happened with Nagato. Naruto was able to get Nagato to stop pursuing his plan of using the tail beast to pretty much destroy the entire ninja world. Not literally destroy the whole earth, but pretty much to kill a lot of people and get people to experience pain, because he thought the only way people could understand each other is by experiencing pain and knowing and seeing other people's pain. Naruto got him to drop that whole plan he was doing, that whole plan he was trying to enact, or his whole plan that he was trying to put in motion. Naruto pretty much caused him to drop all that and look at things from his point of view. And Naruto's point of view of achieving world peace is not the same way as Pain, who Pain wanted to get people to basically bond with emotion. I mean, bond with by seeing each other's pain or whatever, experiencing each other's pain. Naruto, he wanted to communicate with everyone and try to build relationships and bonds with the entire ninja world, which he eventually ended up doing. That was his basically what he explained to Pain, and how he wanted to bring about world peace. And he said he'll never stop striving to achieve world peace. And then you also got Sasuke. It took a long time for him to reach Sasuke, but he eventually got to Sasuke too. And just like with Nagato, he got Sasuke to see his side of things and his point of view of just communicating with people and trying to build bonds and trying to build peace via communication, rather than the other ways that the people who was opposing him throughout the series was trying to achieve peace. So overall, Talk no Jutsu is just amazing, phenomenal writing. It really makes Naruto way better than all of his other shonen rivals, all of the other shonen main characters, or main characters in general, who are portrayed as characters who are supposed to be basically morally good characters, or just characters who are good, kind-hearted characters. Naruto beats all of them in that, because he gets people. I mean, he talks to people, like he tries to negotiate. He doesn't just rely strictly on violence and just taking out the enemy. He tries to save people. He tries to get people on his side, or just try to get people to turn good. And it's even worked with Obito as well. And the common criticism that I heard a lot is, well, yeah, bro, it's unrealistic for people to just just to start talking when they're in a fight. It's more realistic for the good guy to fight the villain or whatever. Naruto fights his villains. He has that element where he's always fighting his village, the people, the antagonists throughout the series, or the villains throughout the series. He fights them. However, when he sees an opportunity to try to negotiate with them and to talk things out, he will take that opportunity, because he's such a good character, such a good person. He'll take that opportunity whenever he sees it. And usually these Talk no Jutsu moments occurs at the end of fights, not in the middle of the fights or at the beginning of the fights. They usually occur at the end of fights. For example, with Zabuza, like I said, that occurred after Naruto and Sasuke. Well, technically, mainly Naruto was the one who beat Haku, and Kakashi and Zabuza pretty much stopped fighting. But yeah, that was at the end of that Zabuza and Haku fight. The Gaara Talk no Jutsu moment, that was at the end of the Naruto and Gaara fight. And Naruto talked to Sasuke in his battle, in their final battle, but he ended up losing that battle. And then when he talked to Nagato, that was after he had already fought all his 6 paths of pain. So it is still realistic. Naruto still fights his enemies. It's not like they just stop and start talking out of nowhere. Naruto, for the most part, fights his enemies, but when he sees an opportunity, he takes it. And that's what I really love about Talk no Jutsu. That's the art of Talk no Jutsu. Thank you guys for watching the video. I have many more planned in the future. And, click that notification bell to be notified anytime I upload a video. And, of course, you have to subscribe first before you do that. So, yeah, please subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, and share the video if you enjoyed it. Yeah, many more Naruto videos to come, / Boruto videos to come, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.